Raider Nation, what a wild week this has been. The offensive line finally showed signs of life, but losing one of our pillars changes everything. At the same time, there is heavy movement in the market and a major target could arrive. The quarterback debate is heating up, and in the middle of all that, the team is trying to hold on to confidence, and that last piece of news, it will shake you to the core. But before we break down every detail of this story, let me say something real quick. Hit that subscribe button. It costs nothing, it's free, and it keeps this fan-driven show going. Drop a like, too, because that way YouTube pushes this talk out to more members of Raider Nation. And leave your comments, because the voice of the fans carries serious weight here. You know that group that has been under fire nonstop? Yeah, the Raiders' offensive line, which has been taking hits left and right, finally showed a pulse. I won't lie, I was sick of watching our offense stuck in neutral. Without starting guard Jackson Powers Johnson in weeks 2 and 3, the unit looked lost. No running lanes, no protection for Geno, just sacks and pressure, and the fans had had enough. To be honest with you, it looked hopeless. Then came the game against the Bears, and what happened? Powers Johnson returned, and the offensive line responded. Man, it felt great to watch rookie Ashton Jeanty finally find daylight. The top draft pick had been struggling to get going, and suddenly he delivered one of the team's best rushing performances in nearly 2 seasons. And it wasn't just him, Raheem Mostert came alive too, and the two complemented each other in a way we've been dreaming about since the start. After the game, Pete Carroll sounded different. Even in defeat, and yes, another painful loss, he praised the defense's grit and highlighted how, aside from Geno's mistakes, the offense managed to find rhythm. He said the aggressiveness and consistency up front were the brightest spots of the night. And honestly, I agree, because anyone who follows this team knows when the line holds up, everything else breathes easier. Of course, we can't ignore Geno's mistakes. Costly turnovers remain a huge problem. But what fired me up was seeing the run game actually come to life. Ashton finally broke off the kind of run everyone said he was overdue for. And the fans' reaction? It felt like a weight lifted off Raider Nation's shoulders. I felt it too. Now we have to ask, was this just a flash in the pan, or can we trust this line moving forward? That's the debate I want with you. For me, it's a step in the right direction, but they've still got a lot to prove. Either way, only here you get this kind of Raider fan perspective. No stiff media talk, just raw emotion. So tell me if you think this was a turning point or just fool's gold, because the next story is about the trade market, and trust me, there's a big name in play that could change the whole season. The NFL trade market turned upside down with Tyreek Hill's injury. He was one of the biggest names in the league, and suddenly, boom, season over. That leaves a gaping hole in the trade deadline landscape, and naturally Raider Nation is watching closely. Like it or not, we've got a piece on the block, and when I say piece, I mean Jakobi Meyers. That's the name everyone is talking about. He asked out of Vegas earlier, didn't get his wish, and now things are heating up again. His contract is expiring. He's already producing over 200 yards in 4 games, and any team looking for a reliable weapon is circling. To be straight with you, I get why some say a trade makes sense. If the team keeps losing, holding on to a guy who'll walk for nothing feels like a mistake. But at the same time, losing Meyers right now would be a gut punch. He's steady, he gives the offense trust, and Geno needs every bit of help he can get. And there's the cap hit. $10.5 million isn't cheap, which may scare off some teams, but not all. So the chance of a trade is very real. Look around, there are veterans available, a couple of young players still on rookie deals, but none combine production and reliability like Meyers does. He could be the hottest name on the market after Hill's injury, and only here do you get this raw Raider take, because outside media doesn't feel our pain. The truth is, Raider Nation is split. Some want him gone now, others are begging to keep him. The danger is, if he leaves, we'll be leaning even harder on Davante and hoping the offense doesn't collapse. And let's be honest, this offense already has plenty of issues. To make things spicier, the market isn't just about Meyers. Chris Olave has talent, but concussion history. Wan'Dale Robinson is breaking out in New York, and Rashid Shaheed could be a budget option from New Orleans. But none of those names hit Raider Nation like Meyers does. Moving him would shake our roster and our hopes. So tell me, would you trade Meyers now or ride it out? It's a brutal call either way. And buckle up, because the next story isn't about trades, it's about an injury that could wreck our offensive line for good. This one hurts Raider Nation. At the end of the Bears game, with less than a minute left, Colton Miller, our left tackle, was carted off. At first, the hope was just a high ankle sprain. Not great, but maybe manageable. Then came the bombshell. The CT scan showed a hairline fracture, too. It feels like luck just turned its back on us. To be honest, this is crushing. Miller isn't just another lineman. He's the anchor, the most dependable guy, the one who just signed an extension and was holding that group together. Now he's headed to injured reserve. Saying the offensive line is vulnerable doesn't cover it. It feels like the floor got ripped out from under this offense. The immediate replacement looks to be Stone Forsythe, a veteran from Seattle. Carroll praised him, said he's got experience and can handle it, but the reality is he's struggled to protect quarterbacks. If he can't do it, rookie Charles Grant could be thrown into the fire way earlier than planned. Playing left tackle as a rookie, that's brutal. There's also talk of moving DJ Glaze from right to left, but that just opens another hole on the opposite side. It's the kind of mess only the Raiders seem to find themselves in. The line was finally building momentum against the Bears, and then we lose the most important piece. Unbelievable. And it's cruel timing. The run game had just woken up. Jeanty looked explosive, Mostert too, and it felt like chemistry was building. Now, without Miller, it could all collapse again. Fans are already asking, can Geno survive this? Will the offense stall again like it did earlier? But here's the silver lining. This is a chance for young guys to step up. Grant could seize this and carve out a name for himself. Risky, sure, but sometimes leaders emerge in the toughest spots. The emotions are mixed. Heartbreak at losing Miller. Curiosity about who steps in. One thing's certain, nothing gets easier from here. So tell me, Raider Nation, do you stick with Forsythe, risk the rookie, or flip Glaze? This is our debate, because only fans living this team know the weight of it. And if this hit already rocked us, brace yourself, because the next story goes straight at the quarterback situation. At some point, Raider Nation, you can't hide from it anymore. Geno Smith is sinking this offense, and everyone saw it against the Bears. 3 interceptions, and not against an elite defense, but against a unit that was leaving openings. To be honest, I've never seen so much stubbornness. The Raiders controlled almost every part of that game, but the quarterback kept handing it back. Out of the gate, he threw an easy ball straight to the safety, then nearly the same mistake again, like he learned nothing. By the third pick, patience was gone. How does Pete Carroll leave him in? For fans living this team, it felt like a slap in the face. The call had to be made right there. Now the hot debate. Is it time to bench Geno? Kenny Pickett is sitting there with starter experience in this league. He's no miracle, but he might be safer than the disaster we saw. Still, the final call is Carroll's, and so far he's riding with Geno like it's the only option. That's tough to stomach. What's worse is that it piles pressure not just on Geno, but on Carroll too. Because once fans see Geno as Carroll's guy, patience dries up fast. The women in the stands are voicing it. The guys are raging. The whole Raider Nation wants answers. We can't keep living in this cycle of hope and heartbreak. And I'll be blunt, if Geno keeps playing like this, the season is slipping away. The defense is fighting. The run game just woke up. But none of it matters if turnovers keep killing us. The NFL doesn't forgive repeated mistakes, and he's become a turnover machine. It's classic Raiders. Potential on one side, collapse on the other. And only here do you get this fan-driven take. We feel the weight, the frustration, and the need for change. Geno cannot keep being the problem. So tell me, Raider Nation, is it time to give Pickett the shot, or does Geno deserve one more chance? I've got my view, but this is a group conversation. Drop your thoughts, because this is our space. And if this quarterback drama already feels explosive, hang on, because the last story is all about hope. Even at 1-3, the team isn't panicking. Raider Nation, after so many gut punches, it almost feels strange, but inside the building, there's no panic. And yes, this is with a 1-3 start, 3 straight losses, the fan pressure, the outside criticism. But in that locker room, the message is clear. No panic. Sounds crazy? Maybe. But it could also be the thread of hope we need. After the Bears game, Pete Carroll stood firm. He admitted the flaws, but highlighted what worked. He praised the defense for grinding, praised the run game for finally hitting, and said this was the first time the offense truly felt balanced. Honestly, even I was surprised by his optimism, but you can't deny it. Watching Ashton Jeanty rush for nearly 140 yards gave this team a spark we haven't seen in ages. And it wasn't just him. Raheem Mostert showed up too, proving he can still contribute. Carroll even said he'll keep him active in the rotation, that he's earned more snaps. That sets up a healthy battle in the backfield, and honestly, that kind of competition can be a good thing. It feels like the offense found a new identity through the ground game. Of course, let's be real, 3 losses are still 3 losses, and Geno is still dragging the team down. But at the same time, There's no denying progress. And this is where Raider Nation spirit kicks in. We've been through worse and never quit. Just win, baby isn't just a slogan. It's a mindset, believing when it looks impossible. What strikes me is the confidence between players. They know the mistakes cost dearly, but they also see the pieces to flip the script. The line, even without Miller, showed flashes of holding up. The run game opened lanes. The defense stayed intense. It's like the team is saying, "We're not done yet." That's the message for fans. The season isn't lost. Tough, yes, but not lost. Now, I want to know from you, Raider Nation, is this optimism real or just locker room talk to keep things afloat? Because at the end of the day, the fans have the last word and only we know how deep this team hits our hearts. And stick around, because in the conclusion, I'll tie it all together and drop a bold statement about where the Raiders stand. After everything, you can feel the Raiders are in one of those defining season moments. The offensive line showed life, but lost its leader. The market could cost us a major weapon, and Miller's injury was a gut punch. The Geno debate is only getting louder, but at the same time, the team shows signs of not falling apart. For me, it's time for boldness, time for answers. Drop your thoughts, because this space belongs to everyone living Raider Nation. And don't blink. Just when you think you've seen it all, something new comes around.